It might be getting on, but the current Triton continues to sell in big numbers, mostly because of its cheap starting price. However, Mitsubishi says the new model brings much more to the table, namely with its 5-star safety rating, more efficient diesel engine, and road-friendly handling. At the heart of the new model is a 2.4 litre turbo diesel engine that produces 133 kilowatts and 430 newton meters. Now, while those power and torque figures might not stack up against what some people perceive as the class leaders, Mitsubishi counters that by saying that peak torque of 430 newton meters is available from 2,500 RPM. And I've got to say, we're driving it on Fraser Island at the moment, and in some of the thick sandy trails, but also on the open beach. What it means is that torque curve is readily accessible. You can tap into it from basically in any sort of application. The other thing going for the Triton is its class-leading fuel consumption, rated at 7.2 litres per 100 kilometres when paired with the 6-speed manual transmission. That's in addition to a standard 3.1 tonne towing capacity and payload capacity of up to 980 kilos in dual cab models, figures that should help the new model appeal to its loyal following. Now, the Triton's always been pretty well renowned for its off-road credentials, and I'm happy to say that the latest iteration carries that tradition on. In the GLS and the flagship Exceed models, you've got the Super Select 2 4-wheel drive system. You can change between 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive at speeds of up to 100 kilometers an hour. And what that means on high friction surfaces is that you can actually have an all-wheel drive function where you're not going to damage the gearbox, but you can drive at normal road car speeds. Now, the latest system has changed the way it sends its 4-wheel drive to each wheel. So instead of apportioning 50-50 between front and rear, it's now 40% of drive to the front wheels and 60% to the rear wheels. Had a few tricky conditions today, but nothing that's really challenged this thing all that much. So happy to say that it definitely retains its 4-wheel drive ability. There's a couple of things that aren't quite up with the class leaders. Water wading depth is rated at 500 millimeters. The bigger test, however, for this new model, and where a lot of the attention has been focused, is out on the road. So we'll take it there and see how we go. Unlike some of its emerging competitors, the Triton is underpinned by a rear leaf spring arrangement, meaning that it's still on the firmer side of the ledger when it comes to tackling the bitumen. However, the new model is noticeably less bouncy out on the road, something reflected in its class-leading curb weight on dual cab models. The steering is much more immediate than before, and the ride is more compliant without challenging the class-leading Volkswagen Amarok. The on-road prowess is paired with a more comfortable and functional cabin. The interior is still a couple of steps behind the leaders in the class, receiving a slightly down-market presentation and missing out on soft-touch materials. However, new features such as steering wheel reach and adjustment, a functional colour touchscreen, and more bolstering in the seatbacks and bottoms elevate the new model considerably. Those factors should bode well for the updated Triton, though it remains to be seen for how long, with Nissan, Toyota, Ford and Mazda each readying new models for the local market. The Triton is on sale in showrooms now.